He said, you need Ezekiel 36:26, where he replaces your heart of stone with a heart of flesh and he replenishes the dry lands. He said, you need a heart transplant. He said, the works that I have for you is not done. The devil tried to kill you early. He basically explained to me that I would need to have one-on-one counseling with him, with the word of God, to get rid of all the bitterness. He said, it took you 9 years to get that hard. It's going to take you a little time for me to remove that. But if you keep giving it to me, I can work with that. And as long as you keep giving it to me, he's like, and if you lay it at the altar and you say, I forgive this person, and you get mad, he said, just give it back to me. And then just keep giving it back to me. Just giving it back to me. He said, because at least we're doing it together. He said, it's going to take time. You have to unteach yourself from all the areas in which you have walked in bitterness and anger. But he said, if you do it with me, it can be done. But if you do it by yourself, it can't. And so I started walking with him. I started walking with him daily. And I started to forgive and to forgive and to forgive. And some days would be better than others. But I knew I was growing and I was forgiving. And what he was looking for when he was going in the stadiums and looking, because you got to understand, those were all saved Christians. Those were all saved. It was a stadium full of saved Christians. So what was the difference? The difference was he was looking for his son's heart in their heart. He said, many are called, but few are chosen. He said, those were the chosen. He said, you have to have Jesus' heart in your heart. Because you have to be able to walk in the love that distinguishes you. They will know us by the love one to another. He said you got to forgive so that you can pray and intercede for him. And I didn't understand the value of that then. But as I walked with him and I walked with him and I walked with him, I understood, and God would show me things. And one of the things after my encounter, my death, was that God would allow me to see things so that I could pray and intercede. One of them being my ex-husband's death. God allowed me to see my ex-husband get into basically a car accident and die, but he was going to go to hell. And God asked me, pray for him. Intercede for him. I'm like, but he spit on me and he's still saying all these bad things about me. He's like, we're saved by grace. I saved you. You should have went to hell. You should have went to hell. But you asked for the same thing. And all I'm asking you to do is turn around and do that to your brother and your sister, because you didn't deserve. You're supposed to be in hell. I showed you how close you were supposed to go. And so that removed any doubt, that removed any hesitation for me to pray. And I prayed for him. And last December, he got into a car accident. A drunk driver, he's a police officer, he was running across the road trying to catch somebody, and a drunk driver hit him and ran over him and his head. And he should have died and had a miraculous healing. And he's fine now. And God's like, that's because you prayed. Because I could trust you to pray for your enemies. And I'm not talking about enemies. I'm talking about your family. That's your enemy, the hard ones. You know, you can take it from a stranger or someone you met. When it's in your family, those are the ones that we walk around with a deceitful heart thinking we forgave people, and you haven't. You can be with them. You can sit with them. I stood up at church. I would have had a burial and they would have been like, Shauna's in heaven. Save us a seat. And I'm in hell. Like the rich man going, please go tell my family I got it wrong. I got it wrong.